7 young explorers have taken on the biggest challenge of their lives, an epic adventure in the heart of Africa. It'll take them far from civilization, encountering endangered wildlife,
such an adrenaline rush,
witnessing unique tribal ceremony, and trekking where none have been before.
So amazing.
They're following in the legendary footsteps of the great Scottish explorer Dr David Livingstone. And the demanding expedition will push them to the very limit.
It is a wake-up call.
Horrible.
Here.
Have they got what it takes to be serious explorers? Coming up, awesome animals.
That was amazing.
Tensions in the team.
No, you didn't. You didn't ask anyone.
And keeping crocs out of camp.
Showing your big light in its face and back away slowly.
Previously on Serious Explorers, the team completed 4 stomach-churning days at sea, sailing a traditional boat down the coast of Africa.
Just can't stop throwing up.
For Sian, the seasickness led to homesickness.
I don't want to be here, but I do.
Spirits were raised by an amazing welcome in the village of Pemba, where Livingstone himself made landfall.
This is really strange because it's like the celebrity.
And the explorers were guests of honour at an astonishing tribal display.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's just incredible.
It's day 6 of the Livingstone expedition, and the young explorers are about to leave the coast and head into deepest Tanzania. Before they go, expedition leaders Ben and Polly have something special to show them. Evidence that Livingstone set off from this exact spot in 1866.
Ghana's last journey from here.
Yes, he came through this place where we're standing now. He made landfall here before going on into the heart of Africa.
It was to be Dr Livingstone's final expedition, heading into uncharted territory in Tanzania. With no vehicles or trains, he had to walk vast distances, but he had no doubts about the positive effects of so much trekking.
Much hard work is involved, but no one can truly appreciate rest unless he has undergone severe exertion.
Livingstone trekked west from Pemba before eventually ending his travels several years later at Lake Tanganyika. With only a month in all for their expedition, the young explorers will today fly to the Selous Game Reserve on a key part of Livingstone's route. In a couple of hours, they cover a distance that took Livingstone 6 months. The Selous Reserve is the largest wilderness left in Africa, with huge unexplored areas, unchanged since Livingstone's time.
What we're doing now is very, very special. There are very few places left in Africa that you can do genuine foot safaris and experience Africa on foot. But it's a very, very serious environment.
I'm kind of nervous, but I'm excited at the same time because obviously we've never been anywhere like this before.
It's just a short trek of half an hour to camp, but from now on, wherever they go, they'll be protected by experienced guides carrying guns.
The reason I'm speaking in hushed tones is we heard an elephant out in that direction.
And there's evidence of wildlife everywhere they look.
This is eland, yeah, which is a big, big antelope.
The explorers will be constantly on the move in the Selous Reserve, making camp each night. But as it's their first day in the bush, tonight's camp has been set up for them in advance.
Hey,
Yeah, tent.
check it out. Home sweet home.
We've got 4 2-man tents. Cassie and Sian, that's your tent.
With only 3 girls in all, it means Ashleigh gets a tent to herself.
Ashleigh, you lucked out. Okay, that is your tent. All right?
I'll just be the outcast of the group.
I'll swap.
The camp toilet is unlike anything they've ever used before.
Can anyone guess what that is?
A jaw of an animal.
It's the jaw of an elephant. And as you can see, it makes the perfect loo seat.
Don't want to see any dribbly bits down
Please,
the jawbone.
no, yeah. Hole here.
To survive in this extreme environment, there's a huge amount to learn before they begin trekking tomorrow morning.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Why do you reckon it's buffalo?
Because big cloven hoof.
Not the nice.
They'll get drinking water straight from the river, purifying it with chemicals.
5 drops, perfect.
They also learn how to safely use dangerous knives, called machetes, an essential tool in the bush.
Here it's really important.
From scorpions to mosquitoes, many small creatures pose a serious threat. An expedition Dr. Fee has just experienced one of them.
Now this is something that's called a tick. Exactly. It's a blood-sucking parasite.
The other doctor, Stefan, shows how to remove it.
So we're going to get the head of the forceps underneath it.
Oh.
And out it comes. Can you see the jaws sticking out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The serious training highlights the alien world they'll have to cope with over the coming weeks, and Sian starts to find it all overwhelming. With her homesickness returning, assistant leader Polly takes her aside for a heart-to-heart chat.
Oh, don't worry. You're finding it a bit difficult, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm just worried about this, like moving about and that, and just that I'm not going to be able to do it.
The first week is always the hardest, okay? Because you're in a different environment, you're with different people.
And then just thinking about, like, home.
I know.
How easy everything is as well.
Your mum will be thinking of you every minute of the day, incredibly proud of what you're doing, and that's what you've got to think, okay?
It's been a bit hard again, and I've just been upset again, and I feel really, like, just a bit silly because nobody else is being really emotional.
I feel really sorry for her because I'm not missing my family that much yet, but she obviously is, and it must be hard for her.
She is just homesick. I think she's finding it quite tough, and actually it's been a breeze so far, so I'm slightly concerned.
To explore in deepest Africa, Dr. Livingstone relied on the knowledge of local people, taking a loyal team with him on every expedition. Their experience in the wild helped him live away from civilization for years at a time. And the Selous Explorers expedition will also be accompanied by local tribespeople.
Guys, can I just introduce you to a few people?
The men are from the Minyati tribe.
Now these guys, Robert, Kumbi, Alexei and Charlie, similar to Livingstone, are going to be our faithful Askaris for the duration of our expedition. Okay, Askaris meaning soldiers. The Minyati tribesmen throw their spears with deadly accuracy, even using them to kill lions to protect their families. These guys have thrown spears since they were about 4.
The Minyati are also experts at surviving in the bush.
Watch this.
And they show the explorers an extraordinary skill, how to light a fire using only the materials around them.
We've just made a couple of holes in the top of that piece of wood, so any hot coal that comes out of there is then going to fall down into where all this very, very dry elephant dung is.
Creating precious fire in this way is an ancient art passed down over thousands of years.
We're adding in slightly thinner bits of wood and then slightly fatter bits of wood, so it's got something to take to. Whoa!
The explorers find it's harder than it looks.
It's really difficult to get even an ember going. I mean, when you're spinning the stick, it just falls out the hole. It's just really annoying. Come on!
But with a little help from the Minyati,
Get your face right down in there and blow it.
they finally succeed in creating fire.
Woohoo!
With darkness fast approaching, it's time for a vital safety briefing.
You have got to be aware that there are big animals out there, and night time is the time they come out to hunt, and you are food.
Oh, great.
And southwestern Tanzania is the place for man-eating lions.
Is that where we are?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yes. It is amazing in your tent at night, lying there and listening to the sounds. It is fantastic.
It was supposed to make us feel better and safe about all the animals that were coming into the camp, but it just kind of made me feel more paranoid.
As they prepare for bed, their nerves are not helped by the sounds coming from the river.
We heard some sort of noise, but I don't know what it was. But it sounded big and scary.
We just had a hippo about 30 yards away. It literally sort of just was wandering through the trees and just going, "Oh," and it was like, you could just hear everyone going, "What was that?"
I don't want to go to bed. I'm honestly so nervous because everyone's got a pair that they can snuggle up to, and I've just got myself and just myself.
I think they're slightly nervous.
Good night, everyone.
At first light, there's no sign of movement from the explorers, so leader Ben goes to wake them up.
Wakey, wakey.
Oh.
How are we doing?
Oh, good.
You sleep all right?
Yeah. Me and Matt just dozed off so quickly.
How are we doing, girls? You need to shake a leg, all right? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sleeping on her own, Ashleigh had a rather more disturbed night.
Hello. I've been up for ages. Since it was dark.
Did you hear anything in the night?
Yeah, I heard like a lion or something. I don't know. It was just loud. And then I fell asleep again. While I was just laying here, and you could just hear like breaking sticks and noises and stuff.
The team will be on the move now for almost 2 weeks, trekking in a completely wild area, just like Livingstone.
That's roughly where we are now. This is the Luego River. Our ultimate destination is here.
Tonight?
Tonight,
Okay.
yeah.
Today's 4-mile hike is a lot shorter than they'll have to do in the coming days, enabling them to get used to trekking in 35-degree heat. They have to constantly drink through tubes as they walk, so they don't get dehydrated. The explorers are now deep in wild animal territory.
Behind could be warthog. Middle distance moving right to left, yeah?
I love warthogs. In the distance, they come across a herd of buffalo. The powerful animals are grazing peacefully, but they can be very dangerous if disturbed.
What's going to happen now is Polly's going to take 4 of you now to try and get as close as you can get, as far as cover allows, okay? And you guys are going to be working hard, because you're going to be on your bellies, crawling, yeah, in cover, in the long grass. Good luck, guys.
What the explorers are about to attempt is something David Livingstone's expedition did regularly. Stalking up close to animals was a chance to observe their behaviour at a time when little was known about many African creatures. And sometimes Livingstone would also kill them for food. 4 of the young explorers go forward to try to get a closer look at the buffalo herd. For safety, they're led by an experienced armed guide.
It's going very slow.
Nerves are on edge as the explorers creep closer.
Sit down. Legs forward, sit down.
They head directly into the wind, so the buffalo don't pick up their sound or scent.
They can't smell us at all. Okay, just really slowly.
And at last, they get an unbelievable close-up view. The team hardly dare breathe. Finally, the herd seem to pick up their scent and start to head away.
I underestimated how hard it would be crawling through all that soot on the floor, running through the bushes. It's tiring. It's incredible. I've never done anything like it before. It was so scary. Whew. That was incredible. Such an adrenaline rush to see them out in the wild, and we're like tracking them up there. Wow.
2 buffalo have calmly returned to just a few meters away. And the explorers get their closest view of all.
2 literally in front of us, and it was just a great feeling. You realise how powerful they were, and to get up so close, like 10 metres away, it was just absolutely amazing. I loved it.
All the mud and the sweat and everything, it was just completely worth it, 100%. It was probably the best experience of my life.
And the encounter has completely lifted Sian's spirits.
At the start I was like, oh no, we're not going to get close enough, and I was getting all muddy and that, and I'm quite proud of myself now because we got really close to a couple.
That was not easy, guys. I really take my hat off to you all. What a treat. I mean, that's extraordinary, honestly.
It's been quite a day, and as the team approach their new campsite, it's just about to get even better. They spot a huge herd of hippos walking down a river.
Loads of hippos.
With the armed guides on hand, they're able to have a unique encounter with the extraordinary creatures.
It's just incredible to be that close to a wild animal.
The size of them, it's just awe-striking, and it's just amazing to see them naturally just swimming around doing what they do.
But the large expedition team unsettles a female guarding her young, and she makes her feelings known.
It's all right. Don't worry, you're fine. Relax, relax, relax.
For good measure, just before sunset, they get their first fleeting glimpse of elephants in the distance.
Guys, what a day you've been having. Just bimble around the area and we see loads of hippo, loads of buffalo, ellies, you know. What a day, eh?
Today, absolutely incredible. The best day yet.
You might see like a TV programme, it's nothing like that. Being right next to it is wild, and it was something really special.
This is what we came here for, to see all the animals and follow in Livingstone's footsteps. It's just incredible to know what he went through, and we're experiencing it as adventurers.
But as the explorers head into their campsite, things are about to go rapidly downhill. The light is fading fast, and there's lots to do to make camp.
We need to get down and fill every single water container that you've got before night falls, yeah? There's absolutely no way that we can be messing around down by the water come nightfall.
For the first time, the 7 serious explorers are responsible for all the tasks around camp, including making supper for the entire expedition. James quickly gets stuck in.
I quite like cooking, actually. It's really good fun. So yeah, it's quite nice to get all the smells and the aromas.
While he takes on the vegetable main course, the others are left cooking the maize.
It's just really difficult.
We don't want to cook it because it's really hard to stir, but we don't want to eat it either, so I don't even know why we're doing it.
James is the most experienced of the young campers, and he prides himself on his outdoor skills.
To be honest, I don't really need help. If I need it, I will ask at a later time, and they have been chopping all the vegetables, so they have done something. It's not like I'm doing everything, although I am doing the majority of the work.
But his enthusiasm to take on so much is actually upsetting other members of the team.
Well, I think I was supposed to be cooking, but I don't know, James kind of stopped me and said, no, I want to do it. James was just being a wee bit annoying. He was really getting on my nerves. He has to get his own way, and he has to kind of be leading. He really doesn't accept anyone else trying. Like, he'll do it all himself, and then he'll complain about how no one's actually helped.
James heads off to record his daily video diary, completely unaware that the others are annoyed with him.
I'm doing the cooking for the group, and the group seem to like that, and I do as well, so we better get back to that.
Unfortunately, while he's away, no one has kept an eye on the main course.
We thought we'd make really nice vegetables, and now they're all burnt and stuck to the bottom.
The explorers' first attempt at supper is a disaster.
Probably the worst meal I've ever had in the bush.
That's charcoal. That's pure charcoal.
Shocking.
Become a new diet.
Nice, David.
Felt really bad because the Mignati, they had to eat and we hadn't provided them good enough food because it just tasted inedible. Honestly, it was horrible.
Tonight, I don't know what's gone on, but it's hideous, yeah? And all those veggies burnt to a cinder. I know it's your first time doing it, but those pots now are irretrievable.
Some of the group feel they're being blamed unfairly and that James should take most of the responsibility.
Brian, go and do it yourself then. But you didn't give us a chance. You just take on the role without asking. If you want to. No, you didn't. You didn't ask anyone. No, of course you didn't ask anyone. Exactly.
Almost a week into the expedition, it's the first real sign of friction in the team.
He's saying that none of us wanted to do it, but he didn't give us a chance to do it. He just takes on the role.
Ali, will you cook?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll cook tomorrow.
Camping every night in the wild, David Livingstone's men had their routine down to a fine art, with everything geared around making him as comfortable as possible and protecting him from wild animals.
Each person knows the station he is to occupy, with the post of honour at the fire at the front of the tent.
And the young explorers are about to find out why Livingstone insisted on guards staying awake through the night.
Look at this, guys.
They're alarmed to discover their camp is close to a river full of crocs.
Crocodile just there. You can
got
just
it
see its
here.
eyes. Oh yeah, you can see the body now.
Massive. When you shine the bright torch on them, you can actually see them under the water if it's shallow water. You see like the length of their bodies. Sorry.
There's another 2 here.
That's a really skinny one right there, look.
See that eye? Yeah.
Look, those eyes are
here's
moving.
one just here. If you fell in there, they would grab you and they'd probably twist you around and they'd maybe store you for a later feed.
So they have like a little area where they store food.
It gives you a fairly good sort of reason for having a wash before dark, doesn't it?
They're just too close for comfort. I know they know we're here.
Yeah, they're not big.
And I just leave it where I
I think we'll be all right. We've got lots of fires lit around us. We're making a lot of noise. To be honest, the crocs aren't coming up here. They're staying in the water. It's actually the hippos that probably worry me a little bit more.
Surrounded by so many dangerous creatures, the leaders decide the team will have to take turns to do a night watch.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to have a sentry duty all through the night to make sure that we're safe here.
After a long, hard day, it's a real blow.
We've been told we're doing shifts and we're only going to get 4 hours sleep. Just a wee bit worried about tomorrow now.
I guess we're going to have to grin and bear it.
The team have a spooky night ahead. Working in 2s and 3s, each shift is joined by a Mignati guard.
Every now and again in the stream, you can see little eyes glance at you, so you just got to keep a track of where they are, so they don't get too close to camp.
Just like Livingstone's men, they also keep the campfire burning to put off animals from coming near. After their hour's shift, James and Matt wake the next team.
Hey guys, wake up. What time is it? 12 o'clock. Come on, Ali. David.
David, up you get, mate, come on.
As soon as possible, because we gave you an extra 5 minutes to sleep, okay?
Get up, get up, get up.
It's the first night, so they're going to understand that we're a little bit slow.
But Ben is not amused.
It's now midnight, and you're actually, in effect, only going to do now 3/4 of what you should have done. This is not a joke. You've seen the amount of crocodiles that are in, that pool down there. Yeah. We need to be on top of things.
The night seems never ending.
Ashleigh, hello. It's your turn. That way.
If you see anything, shine your big light in its face and back away slowly, yeah, and just don't run.
It's quite eerie. I'm really scared of finding like a pair of eyes just looking at me. Oh.
But the sentry duty does the trick and the animals stay away.
Termites all over my boots.
By morning, the team are shattered.
I'm really tired and I did not sleep enough.
Ashleigh's feeling very emotional. In her exhaustion, last night's argument with James is upsetting her more than ever.
All of last night, it's just like the whole dinner thing. I don't know, I'm annoyed at the moment, but I'll just get on with it.
But leader Polly feels it needs to be sorted out straight away.
So he's a bit bossy. Yeah. I can't stand him at the moment. He just takes the role himself and not asking anyone.
Okay, so maybe we need to have a chat with him.
James still has no idea he's upset Ashleigh so much.
I think you've just got to be a little bit aware and conscious of what you say. Yeah, just try not to sort of hurt people's feelings too much.
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that make sense?
I really didn't think I
know you didn't, I know. It's good to have a leader, it's good to have someone who's saying, right, do this, do that, do this. But I think you've got to be slightly careful when it all goes to rat poo, that you take the blame as well as the others. Yeah.
I didn't think she was feeling too bad, she was joking around, but, you know, maybe she was, so...
He decides to swallow his pride and try to clear the air.
Sorry, Ashleigh. It's fine. I didn't think that you were feeling bad, so... maybe I'll try to be a bit more considerate next time.
Yeah.
Ashleigh, why don't you look at him? He is saying
I
sorry.
have.
I know it's a bit early. Give him a hug.
Sorry.
The leaders know the importance of sorting out disagreements quickly. With things getting tougher by the day, the explorers will only succeed by pulling together as a closely knit team.
It's going to get harder and harder, and the small things at this moment in time become very, very big things later on, and so it's absolutely vital just to nip it in the bud now. They've got to work together.
Let's have a group hug! No! Wait for me to join in.
Come on, David.
Next time on Serious Explorers, under pressure as the going gets tough.
I just don't think I can do this.
A luxury treat for two.
It has a flushing toilet.
And first contact with home.